How's it going, everybody? Back again here with another review. So, if you guys would, from please comment, subscribe, like whatever. Show some love on social media. So, back here, do another movie review. This time is for is it Sisu? Sisu, the movie I'm reviewing. Yeah, Sisu. So, uh, now this movie, it kind of caught my attention because I've heard stuff about it in passing. Um, I saw people were reviewing it. Uh, I heard it was a must watch, so I was like, well, you know what? I guess I must watch it. Um, so this is pretty much like so the movie pretty much takes place in Nazi Germany, during Nazi Germany. I think the movie said it was 1944, and and it takes place in Norway. So the movie's pretty. It's, as you see from the trailer too. The movie's pretty violent. Uh, it's definitely a violent film, pretty dirty and grungy. Uh, and you basically have like this guy. He's like he's sort of like this. He's like a regular average guy. I guess he was. I don't know if he's a. They say he was like a prospect or something like that. Um, he's pretty much just a survivor, basically. He was. I think he was released. He left the army for some reason. They didn't really explain it thoroughly because for I think for a while your main character, he has really no dialogue. If I even remember, I think he didn't have dialogue. Think about it. I don't think he had dialogue until the last few minutes of the film. So throughout the movie, he really didn't talk much. Um, so he's out, he's surviving, uh, and he's basically digging for gold. Pretty much, he's kind of like one of those gold rush people back in the day. And what ends up happening is hold on a second. This can't. Nope. See, I don't know because my thing meant to put it on loop, and if I switch to a new video, sometimes it just won't loop like it's supposed to. So yeah, so this takes place in Finland, and yeah, so again, you have this guy. He's like a gold miner, a gold digger, or something like that, and he stumbles across this really huge gold mine, and he so what he has to basically do is the whole point of the movie is he basically stumbles across all this gold, and he ends up stumbling across a band of Nazis, and they're like, well, we want your gold too, so cough it up, and he basically gets to the point to where he gets really angry. He starts fighting back against the Nazis, and these Nazis, they're pretty scummy people in here. I'm not gonna lie. Um, Now I don't really know too many actors in here. Um, as the trailer suggests, this is from. It's interesting that the trailer says this from the studio that brought you John Wick, because that's what this kind of reminded me of a little bit. Um, not and considering that I had just got done watching John Wick 4 not that long ago, so the first thing I immediately thought of watching this was John Wick. This is John Wick with a coal miner and and some Nazis. Uh, Except I think this might be way more violent than John Wick. This movie is pretty violent. Uh, so it's it's a pretty. So here's my thing about it. It is a really straightforward film. It is very straightforward, but you just love watching the carnage unfold. It is a very chaotic film from start to finish. and it's short too. It's not even that long. I think, uh, it's I think it's an hour and 30 minutes. It's an hour and 30, so it's pretty straightforward. I say it's just got your standard, you know, point A to point B kind of like um, escort mission, and he's basically got his dog with him, which yeah, there's some really evil scenes in here with the dog that I was like I don't really like seeing dogs get hurt, so but I really think the acting is really good in this. I don't really know any of these actors. I think these might be all foreign actors. The one girl they showed in here, I thought she was pretty good in here. I mean, she's got a couple scenes in here that kind of seen her that kind of shows her how brutal she can be. She's really strong, even going through like being captured by Nazis, being taken to a concentration camp, stuff like that. The main villain in here is really rough. I'll say the only thing about this movie is, again, it's a very straightforward plot. There's not a whole lot to the story. Uh, Stuff just kind of happens out of nowhere, and they even do kind of a John Wick thing in here where I was kind of like, I was thinking about it for a minute. I was like, wow, that kind of came out of nowhere. And it's the main character. It's the main character's backstory. I want to ruin it too much if you haven't seen it, but like it was one where I was kind of rolling my eyes a little bit. I was like, really, like that's what we're gonna do. Um, so, but again, I do like it. It reminds me of like a. It almost kind of reminds me of you know what it is. It's kind of like a mix between like John Wick and like a Tarantino kind of film, right? Because like Tarantino kind of does that violence a little bit. That's what I was kind of thinking about too. I was thinking about what's that one Tarantino movie that I really like that came out years ago. Uh, I just seen it not that long ago. Actually, seen it like a few days ago with my wife. We watched it again. The Hateful Eight. That's what this reminded me of a little bit. Was the Hateful Eight? Period piece. Uh, and it kind of has that Quentin Tarantino esque kind of carnage to it. No foot fetishes in here, so there's none of that. But it really is violent. It's got a lot of action in it. The action's a little over the top. I mean, that's what you expect from the John Wick studio. They're all about their over the top action. It's no different here. Uh, and the performances are pretty good. So there you have it. If I had to review this, uh, I was torn in between uh, um, moderate. You know what? No, I'm just gonna give it. I'm gonna give it a solid recommend. It wasn't a movie I was super crazy about. It's not like the best movie I've seen, but it is really cool. Like especially like if you want to get like the idea of like this type of filmmaking. Like this feels like like I said, it feels like a John Wick s type of like period piece film. So, but again, it's just a really paper thin plot, uh, but everything else, the filmmaking standpoint, the action, the violence, uh, even the dialogue, I thought was pretty good. Even though the dialogue was kind of minimal to me, um, I thought a lot of this definitely worked, man. Definitely check this out again. Yeah, this is definitely a solid recommend for me. Um, so definitely check this one out. That was my review for Sisu. If you haven't seen this, definitely check this out. Um, and again, if you're into like the John Wick ish type films, John Wick, Nobody, you'll definitely like this movie a lot. I think, and again, I think it's way more violent than those films. as you see in the trailer. It is definitely like it's kind of like they went into a Tarantino kind of bag, you know. So that bag of Tarantino. But yeah, uh, so tell me what you thought about Sisu. If you liked it, you know, give me a comment. Let me know what you think about it, and I'll definitely see y'all in the next video. Peace.